So what's not thought-provoking, though, Ian, is Battletoads.
Nope.
So Battletoads is a franchise that, according to Ian, has I've seen an article saying they have a fervent following, Battletoads. So there's a new game being confirmed for Xbox One. It was a surprise. There was some muted applause afterwards during the presentation. People were like, yeah, all right. I guess there was hints about this since they renewed the Battletoads trademark in 2014 for a new game. And then, yeah. So it's going to come out in 2019 for Xbox One and probably then also PC. Being developed by Rare. All right. So Rare getting back into the saddle. All right. So that's fine. We haven't had a new Battletoads game since, was Battle Maniacs the last one?
I have no idea.
You had the arcade, you had Battletoads, you had Battle Maniacs on Super Nintendo to complete the trilogy. And Battletoads Double Dragon, if you count that.
Sure.
So there's 4 games. Was there a Game Boy one?
There was a Game Boy one. There was a Genesis one.
The Genesis one was similar to the Super Nintendo one, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I'm not a Genesis guy, so don't yell at me. I have no idea, but
I'm just not a Battletoads guy. That's where I'm at.
But who is really Ian? And I think that's where I want to start this conversation from.
Yeah.
So Battletoads is a franchise that was probably totally forgotten for about a 15-year period where it was like, okay, there was a little blip on the radar during the 8-bit and 16-bit days, and then it was gone after like the mid-90s was gone. And then you have a weird fucking internet meme come about in the late 2000s about calling up stores and asking, do you have Battletoads? So that became a thing that Ian might have experienced.
I did, but people stopped calling us pretty quick because when I'd say yes,
the joke was done.
The joke was done. And a lot of them, like a lot of the younger kids that were doing it, didn't even realize it was actually a game. So like they'd get all flummoxed about it.
And now we're starting to see the cracks of this game, at least in my mind, start to come about here. Where you have the people that might be clamoring for this title don't necessarily have experience with the original Battletoads or the games that came out 25 years ago that are saying, oh, Battletoads is cool. It's something that's a joke. It's a meme. There's a game being made for it now. And now I'm excited for that. And I'm not even going to talk about the potential quality. This could be a fantastic game that comes out.
The last time kids thought a meme was cool, we got Donald Trump as president.
Okay. I don't know that we need Battletoads. There's a bad precedent set already. But this is my point. This could be a gorgeous game. I think it's going to be a 2.5 sprite-based 4K resolution. It's going to be a genre mashup like the original was, which is why it's only an average game according to a certain NES guidebook, and Ian reviewed it. The idea, the motivation for this game to me is displaced. This is not where you want to start off the idea of let's start a game off a franchise that became known as being a joke, and we'll play out our new game because of it. It just really rubs me the wrong way, and it combines the worst of nostalgia for something you shouldn't have nostalgia for anymore, and it being a meme, and putting it in a blender, and here you go. And that just, maybe it shouldn't bother me, but when Rare tweets, when the first line is, do you have Battletoads?
Yeah,
as their announcement, we are already, at least to me, starting off on the wrong foot. Because if there was a fan base clamoring for Battletoads that finally remembered it from the 16-bit and 8-bit days, you would not start your marketing campaign with a goddamn meme. You wouldn't. And maybe I'm making this too big a thing. Maybe this is why I'm a little crazy. But that really, to me, was a misstep in terms of if there was a market for this, you're now marketing it to people that see the franchise as a joke versus people that may have wanted a new game.
Yes, it's disingenuous. They're marketing it to people who I think, for the most part, find it cool in a disingenuous way.
And those aren't people who are going to buy the game. Right. If there were people that want to buy this game, it would be the people that think the NES game is better than I think it actually is. That liked the Battletoad characters, even though they're blatantly just a ripoff of Ninja Turtles.
And I do know people who are actually interested in this. I know people our age who do want to play a new Battletoads game. I do know people who like the Nintendo Battletoads game, and
I do too. And I think they're crazy.
I think they're crazy, but I respect their opinion to be crazy. I like plenty of games that other people don't like, so that's fine. If you have a genuine love for that mess of a game, more power to you. You know, we can chat that one out over a beer. But that, and I have seen friends, you know, that I'm like, okay, no, they do want this, and I hope it turns out well for them. But I mean, the launch trailer was a drawing of the bike hitting a wall,
the hover bike,
and then
from the second level,
you will have Battletoads. So something that people don't remember fondly from the game, and then a meme joke that drove people nuts.
The most notorious part of a game that 90% of players couldn't get past, that I couldn't get past as a kid. For some reason, now I can. My reflexes got better at this game, which is a shame because the game doesn't get that much better afterwards. It gets more interesting because there's different stuff going on. But they chose that imagery, like you said, as this is our new game. Remember the frustration of a poorly designed game.
Do you want this soup? It's made out of gumballs and socks and pork bones. I mean, that's what fucking Battletoads is.
Remember this poorly designed game that Nintendo pushed and had a failed pilot of a cartoon show that wasn't a real franchise at all? Remember that? Well, we're back now. Here you go. And like I said, this could be an excellent game. It could be. If they have like a hand-drawn... If they put out a game that could have been what they envisioned the original being, like a franchise, like, you know, like a something of the style and quality of a Ninja Turtles arcade game, but with different genres thrown in there besides the beat 'em ups that are done well and give you time to fucking learn what's going on with them, then yeah, I'm on board. But like I said, it's just, yeah, body morphing genre mashups, 3-player couch co-op. Okay, that's cute. 3 players, 4K hand drawn, 2.5D graphics.
If the focus is, and it won't be,
broad, non-specific feature declarations. So they're making the whole thing a joke.
Yes.
They know it's a joke.
My guess is it'll be like a $15, $20 download title.
I don't know.
If they just if it was a, I always said about Battletoads, if it was just a beat 'em up, if they just focused on making a good beat 'em up, there probably could have been something there.
Yes, because the arcade game was fine. The arcade beat 'em up was fine. It was fun.
We'll see.
If the NES game was just a beat 'em up, it would have been well regarded.
That was an incredibly promising first level.
It was for level and a half. Even the little vine swing thing was coming down. You didn't like that?
Fuck that level.
Okay, didn't even like that. Ian's off of that. All right.
The first level and the third level. Well,
third level's a hover bike, right? Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with that game.
There's a lot of problems, which goes into a certain NES guidebook. We go in why. There's some problems with that.